Hey everyone, welcome back to Pearls of Wisdom. I looked back yesterday. I'm not sure why there's no title on the video, but I don't know, somehow it got missed. But anyway, I guess we're on to today. I saw a couple things interesting that came across the news yesterday where when Trump had the dinner with Trudeau and then joked about having Canada be the 51st state. Apparently people are up in arms about that, but I don't know. He's got a pretty good sense of humor, and I thought it was pretty funny. So, but then again, in New York, they want to bail out and go over to Canada and succeed from the U.S. So I thought that was pretty interesting, all because they want to keep in, the legal immigrants there, but yet they're sick of paying for them, and now they want to, just kind of extinguish their benefits. And so now they're getting rioting, like these people, are mad that they're not getting all this free stuff that they haven't worked for, which I find it pretty ironic. But I don't know, I think they should pay for it, at least until Trump gets in, and keep them all in one place so we can go in there and round them up and ship them out, rather than having them leave and disperse and can't find them. I'm like, that to me would be the plan. So anyway, I think what makes me the angriest about that is that the vets got pushed out and on the streets. That makes me, the most angry over anything is that we're not taking care of our vets, and they've, put in service and paid the highest price over, any citizen has ever put into this country, in my opinion. So, I saw something on the news, last night where they granted this Navy vet here locally, and she's a young gal, and they didn't really talk about her service a whole lot, just that she put in 9 years and was deployed 3 times. I don't know if she got any special honors or anything like that, and she had a little kid. Well, anyway, there's this home project that they do, and they just gave her a home, like mortgage free. I guess she has to, I don't know what the qualifications are, but she's got to do something for the next couple years, and then they'll just hand over the title. And I thought her response was kind of interesting, where she's like, oh, I thought I was going to have to work until, my daughter was at least in her teens before I could have a house. So what I was hearing is like, oh, great, now that I have, this free house, now I don't have to work. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what to take of that. But then I looked further into it, and I guess she's going to go to school for, like cybersecurity or something. I don't know. But I just find it's interesting that, they target certain groups to give the free homes to. And for me, it's just like, well, wait a minute, that's, discrimination against others, because it just seems to be this one populace. And it's just like, well, what about these, other veterans that are older? I mean, they can't start over, and the money that they're getting just isn't enough. Like the Social Security, I was hearing these representatives that they were whining that, oh, I can't live on $400,000 a year. And it's like, I'm sorry, I have no empathy for you whatsoever, because the majority of people in this population do not make $400,000 a year. And then recently it came up that 2 congresspeople, and I cannot remember their names. When I hear them, I recognize them, but they had admitted that the government was able to siphon funds out of the Social Security funds that we've paid into, if they were short on funds for some other projects, and now they're saying that they're out of money and we're flat broke. And I'm thinking, people paid into that, to live off of. And they were saying, well, the people can't live on $2,000 a month. Well, I don't know what reality, but the people that I know, they make maybe $800 or $1,200 a month on Social Security. So think about that. I mean, just not that many years ago, I remember my mom, she, I think I had said this in another video. I mean, she was making a $1.10 an hour, I think it was. And then when I came into the workforce, my first job, she had worked all these years, and I came in at about the same prices she was being paid. But then she had paid into the system all these years, and I think her Social Security was $800, and then they took like half of that out for her, insurance payments, and so she had like, $400 to live on. Well, that's not gonna buy anything more than a cardboard box. It's like, good luck with that. She's not, unfortunately, she passed away prematurely, but there's no way that she could have survived, her whole life, another 20, 30 years on $400 a month. So I don't know. It's just kind of disgusting that you might get 75 cents on the dollar that you've paid in. And then I was out yesterday and then was talking to a gal, and she said that her husband is retiring at the end of this year, and he works a job that's like 12 hours on. It's 12-hour shifts, 4 days on, 4 days off, and said that it's demanding work. And the company wanted him to go through the summer, and he said that he would be willing to continue working for a part-time job. And they're like, oh no, we can't do that, goes against policy. So, and he's got 37 years in there, and he's not even making $20 an hour. And they weren't willing, and he's like one of the top people, and they weren't even willing to, entertain the idea of keeping him on in a part-time basis. And she's like, we need that money. She said, he has to get another job. She's like, because we don't have anything. She said, we've always had to live paycheck to paycheck. And she said, we don't have any savings or 401ks or anything. And I think there's a lot of people that are in the meat locker right along with them, that, the savings that they did have are gone because of this last 4 years administration and the high inflation and, and the falls that we've seen in the stock market, where, I mean, I was in that boat. It's like my 401k, they just, squandered it away. They didn't care because they were getting their monthly amount to invest, and, too bad, so sad for me. And, when you're hitting your 60s, you can't start over. So I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, we're coming up, and they're saying that this upcoming year is going to even be worse, for inflation. And then look at all the jobs that are being lost. So for him to go try to get a part-time job will be difficult because, companies just aren't hiring. And, it's kind of funny how, the kids can come into McDonald's for $20 an hour and, don't have any work ethic and don't have any knowledge. But, a retired person has to get $8 an hour to say welcome at Walmart. It's just like, what is wrong? So I'm not sure how people are going to be able to get through next year I think they're looking for other alternatives, but right now people are, just like pulling home equity out, which that's not really a great idea right now. Um, because that's costing them more. They're jumping from a 2% loan to a 6% loan. But I guess you do what you have to do in desperation, but then it's really hard to dig out of that hole. So I'm not sure, what, next year is going to bring, but, I'm sitting here of, okay, what am I going to do to try to reposition myself? And I'm looking into different options where I'm looking into the cryptocurrency that they're talking about, investing in that, and or like a real estate deal or something like that. I mean, I don't, I'm pretty limited in what my choices are, and it's pretty difficult to try to get out of debt, when your income has been reduced, or that you're so far in debt with the credit cards, and because you put everything on there right now. But I don't know how do you feel about it? I mean, what are you doing? Are you starting a business? I mean, I thought about that. It's like, okay, time to get out all this stuff that's just packed up in the house, and see if you can put it online for a few bucks or something. I don't know. So those are some of the things I'm looking at. But what are you looking at? Are you investing, or are you pulling back? Did you make I guess good decisions? Were you lucky? I don't know. Is that the word, lucky? To be able to have a nest egg when you're coming upon retirement? Or are you relying on just trying to survive on the Social Security alone? If you have any, great ideas of a direction that people could go, please put it in the comments below. I'm definitely interested in exploring different avenues. So with that, I guess, that's all really there is to say about that. It's just waiting and seeing and doing the best you can do to try to position yourself to, just really, have a more quality life. It's being right time, right place, right? And gaining the knowledge. That's what I'm trying to do right now. So I guess that's the key, right? Is knowledge is power. So until then, you have an excellent rest of your day, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.